Pop out chat. Alright. Wait, let's fix that. Here we go. Hello and welcome to the One Player Podcast. Before we begin, I felt that we should toll the Renoa 10 times for the loss of New Day member Francesca. Thank you, and welcome to episode 11 of the Wolf Tap. Here, one extra for you. Francesca, no! That man is still wanted, by the way. And it is he that opens up Raw after Roman Reigns calls him, wanting Lesnar after what happened last week. Y2J says he wants to turn his highlight reel into the biggest ever. Wants to extend it to not only Brock Lesnar, but Roman as well. And Roman says, okay. Out come the League of Nations. And they throw out their credentials. Del Rio throws out him winning the only 40-man Rumble. Sheamus has won a Rumble before. Jericho fires back with jokes saying he doesn't want the League on his show. He does want Sheamus' mohawk so he can say why it makes Sheamus look stupid. Can't understand Del Rio or Rusev. Great public relations superstar Chris Jericho. Brings up that Roman actually won last year and eliminated Rusev, League of Nation member, to do it. So this leads to Rusev having a match with Roman Reigns, and Y2J inserts himself as the guest ref? Not sure he was allowed to do that, but I guess the authority's going to let that one go. Sheamus attacks Reigns from behind. The ref doesn't see it, but he's like, he knows better, but he's looking over at him like, you're out of here. He's doing like fucking cartwheels and shit. I was like, you're out of here, cartwheel. Oh, you're out of here, cartwheel. You're out of here. Like everyone, like, 2 or 3... that's what I wish actually would have happened, instead of just, like, prolonging, like, everyone getting his face, all the other members of the League of Nations, like, getting his face, like, oh, you can't throw him out of here, what the hell do you think you're doing, blah, 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 blah. And the ref's like, you're out of here. So, yeah, leaves Roman to just punch Rusev in the face and win. And now the authority, after the break, decides to step in and admonish Jericho? Because Triple H was the brains of this operation. She's upset. She's got to now talk to Heyman and pay Brunk even more money because Jericho undermined her and such. It's basically back and forth, and I'm like, this isn't 1999, Chris. And I'm like, and I think Chris at some point like says like, I kind of wish it was back in 1999. I'm like, join the fucking club, Chris. I think you're preaching to the choir on that one. Ooh, yeah, that's where I was. This actually frustrated me, where I actually didn't watch like the ending of the match. Like about like an hour and a half into this thing, I don't know what it was, but I don't know if it was like stress headache or something, but like the side of my head was starting to like throb bad, like it was like a migraine headache or something like that. I'm like, all right, I need it. And as soon as I turned it off, I'm like, oh, the pain's gone. Yeah. Raw sometimes, don't apply directly to the side of my head anymore. But anyway. Brie mode. Welcome back, Natalya, though. And Paige. Alright, I guess they buried the hatchet for them. Go Total Divas, I guess? I'm all more for Divas boot on Brie Bella. Natalya wins with the sharpshooter. So, alright. Doesn't accomplish anything, I bet, but... This is the feud that doesn't end. Wyatt's out in full versus the Dudley back? No, the Rye Boys. I like that one better. We had enough of the what you woulda, the what you coulda, the what you shoulda done. Ha ha ha. Feed me tables. Ryback just gets in Strowman's face on the outside, and then Bray just clobbers his ass from behind. I laughed my ass off it. For some reason, just BAM! Surprise, motherfucker! Rowan attacks, breaking up the Dudleys' team up. Discus clothesline ensures the Wyatts beat the Dudleys once again. Well, it's the Big Show. Oh, well, it's the Social Outcasts. They keep swiping the mic from one another, trying to get their points across. Adam Rose, he says something like, "With Aladdin's magic carpet, my feet will never touch the floor." I'm like, that's Kofi's gimmick to do dumb shit at the Rumble. I can't wait to see what he does this year. Maybe he actually gets a unicorn. It's like, I can fly! I was like, who's Rudy Pooty Patootie now? Whatever the fuck you said, Chris. Like, look at me fly! Boo, boo, boo! He's become Jamaican again. For some reason. Even though wasn't he always Ghana, West Africa? Francesca, no! He did it for Francesca. He did it for the people. He did it for the day. But yeah, Adam Rose, my foot will never touch the floor. Curtis Axel keeping up with still being in the 2015 Rumble. He was never eliminated, damn it. You talking about injustice. I should have put that up here. I should have been my other picture, Eric Rowan eliminating, like a wanted poster of Eric Rowan, but I don't have Vex with me today, unfortunately. He was never eliminated, and before Bo Dallas can even get a word in, Slater just grabs the mic back and goes in with his match with the Big Show, and once again, move over new stars. So much for their undefeated streak ever since they've been together. At least for Heath Slater, who I guess is the kind of de facto leader? Guy seems to be calling all the shots. I don't know. And I was thinking to myself, who's the most accomplished in there? What is it? He beat Chris Jericho in his debut, or something along those lines back in early NXT. I think he was a tag champion at some point with the Core, or was it the new Nexus he was with that, or the old Nexus? I forget. Wasn't him and Gabriel tag champs or something like that? I forget. I know Curtis Axel, former Paul Heyman guy, former Intercontinental Champion, beat Triple H in his debut night. Not his debut night, his repackaging debut night, I should say. Yeah, but he got a victory over Triple H. Bo Dallas, former NXT Champion. Adam Rose was once Leo Kruger, who may or may not have been former NXT Champion. I don't recall. I don't know if he got that over to get the championship. I forget. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe Curtis Axel should. I don't know. Me and my Axelites, or Team Axel or something. That's not as good as Social Outcast though. They got T-shirts, and the fucking I think it's like the Beatles or something like that, or they have like mug shots or something like that. Oh, the new shirts looked amazing. Buy our merch. I would throw money down on one of them. Social Outcast T-shirt. I'm like, hey, I'm a one of you guys. I am from here. Look at my look at my crazy customs. Steph wondering why the League of Nations let Jericho punk them out, and I'm wondering why Steph even let Jericho put on a ref shirt and call a match to fucking begin with. They should be yelling at Steph for that. They won't, but... I was just saying, like, Jericho punched you out. Just like, you gonna let him get away with that? Are you afraid? And the league's like, no, we're not. Like, we ain't afraid. Like, no, we're gonna do something about it. And I'm like, all right, we'll go out there and make an example of somebody. And I'm like, all right. But anyway, she's to set out with her father and for the big rumbler tumbler to decide who the number one is. And shocker of shocks, Roman Reigns. And just to ensure that everything's on the up and up or whatever, this was about the point where I started like, where my head started to really hurt. Like, you could have done this 2 weeks ago. Even on SmackDown, Roman Reigns was like, I'm number one. I'm shocked. So yeah, what we already know, and that you waited 2 weeks to actually just tell us again, and then beat us over the head. Like, they checked the tumbler like 2 more times. I'm like, Steph, did you? Like, the second time, like, Steph, did you put that back in here? It's like, okay, grab a fresh one. It's Roman Reigns. I'm like, yeah, we figured this out 2 weeks ago. I kind of want to play the wrap it up Oscars theme music, like da-da-da-da. As soon as he's pulling out the, like on the third time you pull that tumbler ball out, you get like the wrap it up music. I'm like, yeah, we know, come on. Thank God I have DVR and I can fast forward through this. That's why I could like leave after a while and come back after I watched everything else. Ooh. Charlotte wanting Becky Lynch and Tamina throw down after the ladder with Naomi. They come out to a new theme music, Unity, or something like that. Yeah. Becky from the top turnbuckle rolls Tamina into this armor. Becky says, Charlotte and Rick are watching the match on the announce table. And Becky's like, nothing had meant more to me than winning the Divas title at the Rumble, but I need to hear it from you. And Charlotte's like, you think I'm going to give you a free title shot just because you got all these people chanting at me? You had the opportunity and you lost. So it's to the back of the line with you now. And Becky's like, only because you're wheeling, dealing, title match stealing, catchphrase spewing, obnoxiously wooing, scenery chewing, hasn't a clue in, father, help you win. And Rick, you never back down from a challenge. I'm like, bitch, what? Do you? No, are you as cowardly as a daughter? And I'm like, okay, this. Like, come on, you gotta know better than that. And of course, this was her plan to incense Rick to be like, oh, you want it? You got it! You want that match? The answer is yes! You son of a bitch! Mick Foley, author of the year, couch potato, drop the elbow. That's what I think of your book. Drop the elbow on this microphone. No, I won't do that. I'm gonna break my. I have a chair elbow right here. I'm just like hitting my chair. I shouldn't do that. It's gonna make the sound weird. Now it's Owens on the commentary table as Ambrose teams with Kalisto to face League of Nations members Sheamus and Del Rio. Ambrose foolishly paying attention to Owens, allowing Del Rio to spin around and enzugiri him down while Sheamus counters the Selena del Sol, beats him with a brogue. And now the funeral service begins for Francesca. I think that this was earlier in the day, actually. Because then they have a match after this. Then because, as the great Jay-Z once said, I got 99 problems, but it's not fair. Xavier Woods interrupts. He says, it's not fair. I didn't even get to say goodbye. And he's like, we'll get you a new one. And he's like, you monster, no. Like, he has that, he's amazing. He's that look of, like, trying to buy it. It's like, your dog died. We'll get you a new one. He's just, like, broken. He's like, you can't just get a new one. Kofi's like, she wouldn't want you so down like this. What would Francesca want? And Xavier's like, to eat a lot of Chipotle and leave our end results in Chris Jericho's bathroom. Do it for Regal! Kofi's like, okay. What else would she want? Xavier's like, she'd want her champion to take on Jey Uso tonight, and that champion is Big E. So we get a somber New Day all in suits except for Big E, who's ready to wrestle, just throwing up the hands for Francesca. He's like, throwing up the horns, rather, I should say. And thanks to the numbers game, Big E beats Jey Uso, and he did it on Martin Luther King Day to boot. POP held it down. Speaking of MLK, this was somehow counted as your main event because the highlight reel followed it. Titus O'Neil, Mark Henry, and R-Truth saying, like, coming together, and it's like, oh, we got a thing tonight, and it's like, I forget what he said, like, put him in a body bag or something like that, and it's like, put him in body bags on 1, 2, 3, Hall of Pain. And then Neville comes in, he's like, oh, hey, how you guys doing? I was like, all right, get in here. We keep the dream alive. And they keep the dream alive against the team of Stardust, Breeze, and the Ascension. And yeah, that's our main event. The Ascension is like, and Tyler Breeze is like, oh, man, we used to be so cool in NXT, and Stardust looking over like, take me with you. Please. One of us. Reach out your hand to me. Stardust. Stay as long as you can. Heyman interrupts this highlight reel, saying there's an F5 touching down on Columbus, Ohio. But he's out here for your other guest. Jericho says, last week you were campaigning for Lesnar to skip the Rumble and wait till Mania. But even you couldn't get that done. The great Paul Heyman failed to get his client to buy. He also says, Brock's got a lot of enemies, so I can't help but think you did this to try to get Lesnar away from the Rumble to protect your client, perhaps. Because maybe you don't like his chances of winning in a Rumble. He's a former winner. He's done it before. So, that was like rookie Lesnar. Like, I think like year 2 almost. Heyman reminds us that as the WWE champion, he was never defeated, which is technically true. He was never pinned at WrestleMania. He was never made to submit. He never tapped. He was never beaten down. He was never KO'd. He was never defeated. So, in my opinion, and maybe only my opinion, that garners my client a buy into Mania. But here's how I size it up. Roman Reigns is the target now of the Authority. 28 other competitors and 1 Brock Lesnar. And Lesnar against anyone in that Rumble. Anyone! You'd pay money to see that. And I promise, Lesnar's going to turn the Rumble into Suplex City. And Jericho's like, what if it comes down to me and Lesnar at the final 2, and I toss him out? Well, you can ask him yourself, I guess, because I guess that's my cue. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Come, let's not stand on ceremony here, Mr. Jericho. And then Reigns comes out to offer a spear. Like, it actually takes Lesnar out. And it's like, that's the leak's cue to come out and make an example of Roman. Lesnar fights all of them off as they're like, okay, we're going to get revenge on him as well. Only to take a second spear by Roman. Dup! The Wyatts appear to finish what the League tried to do and leave both Lesnar and Reigns down and out as Raw comes to a close. expert is joining us later, hopefully. Because he would talk about TNA. This wasn't this week, but last week because I had time to look it up on YouTube, just a couple things. Nobody told me they had summoned Shenron in TNA. Yeah, there's this, because the champ EC3 and Tyrus are like back and forth, like talking about like, hey, I got the title back, and Jeff Hardy comes out, and he's like, hey, and I got this doctor's note. Maybe you read this for me. It's like, I'm like, okay, you're cleared to wrestle, and Jeff's like, hey, I want a title shot, and it's, you're getting him later, but I figured I'll get a title shot right now. And EC3 is like, nah, you got to start at the bottom. So he brings out this guy out, this must be like Jay Lethal in size, and he's got like a mask on. He's got like a cape on, looking like the Blue Blazer, in a weird way, like a lucha version of the Blue Blazer, in my opinion. And it's like, oh, he's just coming out to that, and he's like, well, wait, you don't have any theme music? I'll help you out. The truck playing some music, and you get like generic theme music at EC3. He's like singing along with like day, day, coming to the ring. He's a guy. oh, it's tremendous. Good stuff. He's like, oh, what's your name? He's like, it's like, my name is like, I'm Shenron. Shenron's come to TNA. He's like, oh, you're Shenron. What are you gonna do with Matt Hardy? He's like, I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna beat him. I thought that was amazing. And then, well, that was last week. I get to this week if Expert doesn't come in on time. So I can skip that and go to NXT. Kicking off with Sami Zayn having his first match back from injury, making Adam Rose tap out to the Koji Clutch. And Johnny Gargano, who calls himself Johnny Wrestling, has Samoa Joe later on. He says he knows how accomplished Joe is, but all because he didn't win the title, he's all of a sudden acting like a schoolyard bully. Gargano's plan is to walk up to that bully and punch him in the mouth. And Jordan and Gable, incensed they weren't, well, not really incensed, they were just maybe like slightly miffed that they weren't nominated for Tag Team of the Year. It's like, oh, hey, man, we beat one of those nominees, we beat them. And it's like, what? And that's how they get a ride to their American Alpha stable name. It's like, oh, okay. American males. The Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger goes toe-to-toe with Apollo Crews, and I personally liked Dillinger's chances better than Adam Rose. But an Enzuigiri to the back of Dillinger's head, and then this, he's about to toss him up, but turns it into a power bomb for 3. So I guess he's got a really new cool finisher other than the standing moonsault. Yeah, Apollo just continues to look amazing out there, and and afterwards, who says, I'm not the type of guy that likes a match that ends in DQ. I know I haven't earned the title match. That's not what I'm asking. I just want Finn Balor one-on-one. So, and at the end of the show, Finn Balor was like, yeah, I'm going to give him he accepts. Here's what he said, and he accepts. So, next week, while we're having the triple threat to determine the number one contender, non-title, Apollo Crews and Finn Balor. Maybe Apollo Crews earns his way into that or something like that, and we get could be a triple threat as well. In case of that, it's like, hey, you won a match. It's like, what? He did earn it. He beat me 1, 2, 3. Alexa disappointed in Blake and Murphy, saying they're so much better than what we've seen from you in London, but she says she's going to lead by example, teaming with Emma to take on the besties Bayley and Carmella. There was a thing of Kevin Owens making an appearance in a Milwaukee NXT event after Sami Zayn won a match over there. Baron Corbin sat stomach and all one-on-one with Rich Swann as the crowd regales us with Lionel Richie's All Night Long at this point. Didn't quite get that. He doesn't look anything like Lionel Richie. Was that his theme maybe in some other organization? These fans are just being smart marks. But anyway, it looks good enough, but Corbin has this top rope move scouted, and he puts Swan away. Carmella happy to have a title shot against her best friend, but tonight's better tag match, and Dash and Dawson, chicken tenders, coming in to interrupt and rub it into, as they call her, Carms. Says, like your G's, Enzo and Cass, you never win when it truly counts. You're all fluff and no stuff. Buff, Dad. Carmella wigging until Bayley's like, calm down. We have our tag match. Let's go to it. The heels before the match goes right after Carmella. They should shove her off and so they can lay a 2-on-1 beat down on Bayley before the match starts. So Bayley's like, oh, I'm hurt, but she's the fighting champion. She's gonna get so she gets like the lion's share of the beat down from the heels, and then with the hot tag, Carmella just goes all over the place, and she wins with a submission, tapping out Alexa Bliss. Like she has like I don't know what to call it, but she has like her leg and it's like wrenched all the way back in, and she's like holding the leg with her hands in over there. Or it's like her own leg to apply force to the submission. So, and Gargano taps to the Coquina Clutch in our main event. Yeah, it's like, okay, these guys have a match next week, so I'm like, okay, I didn't pay a bunch of attention at NXT, because I'm like, I will be able to pay attention to it next week. Got a triple threat to determine who the number one contender is, and Finn Balor's going to take on Apollo Crews. I'm like, okay, cool. Are they doing the title match next week? Actually, I don't think they said that, so that might be pay-per-view down the line. They might do more shit with them, so I don't know yet. But we'll see. SmackDown starts with Y2J until the New Day comes out to confront the, quote, brass murderer himself. And we wouldn't have to plant any evidence, because everybody knows you're guilty. You wouldn't give a cripple... Ooh, man, the alliteration on this one. Let me try that again. You wouldn't give a crippled crab a crutch, because you're cold-blooded. Well, the pipes in it. They're at least they're all dressed up and ready to fight. They're not like, it's like, okay, we're over it, but we're still wanted man. We got good news for you, Cristobal. Even the nastiest and most shameful of criminals can be rehabilitated. I'm like, Chris Jericho in the New Day? And now bow your heads for Francesca. And Chris, makes fun of them. Like, you want to be... It's like, oh, you want to be unicorns? You need better names, like Kofi. What kind of name is that? You should be a name like Sparkles or Giggles or Rudy. Which makes Xavier Tootie and Biggie Booty. Just because he's got the biggest one, Not that I'm looking, it's just... He's the minister of mass or reason, you gotta assume. Yeah. Assume. Damn it, I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. I hear the chant, but you lips ain't working so well, crowd, so I guess it's not as over as I think it is. Or as WWE would like me to think it is. Which it isn't. Pony jabronis. Like I said, that was way better. Like your name should be Jay, which makes you Pony and Brony. And you put it together, Pony, Jay, Brony. Pony, Jay, Brony. It's not that better, but... Rudy Tootie Pootie. What are you, 5, Chris? Yeah, you got on Cena shit for doing the Star Wars pro. And it said, it's a PG show, this was the Rumble too, I think, like a couple of years back. And he's like, I'm going to win the whole fudging thing. And he's like, fudging? Cena's like, yeah, it's a PG show. What do you want me to say? What are you, like, 5? Full circle. Yeah, but the chant goes over like nothing. Anyways, they have a match against the Usos and Ziggler. The latter gets elevated to fucking space by Xavier Woods. By the way, Xavier's got the face paint on. I guess it's an honorary Uso of the night. So I guess it empowers him with a super kick. One of the Usos don't quite get all of the Samoan backdrop on Woods. A A triple super kick onto Woods as the Young Bucks, the Usos and Ziggler win. Sorry, just... I missed this on Monday because I was out for a bit, and then I came back. There was the Becky Lynch match with Brie Bella. She's taking on the other member, Alicia Fox, with Charlotte and Rick on commentary once again. And I see the jacket. I'm like, someone on Twitter said this earlier, like, a wild sigilif has appeared in the form of Becky Lynch. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? What are you talking about? I'm like, oh, her jacket. I'm like, oh my god. I'm probably going to get a really good look once I actually have to sit down and watch the Rumble, which I hope goes well. I was trying to watch NXT, and even that was kind of... Mostly because I was fast-forwarding. I hope that's at least what the problem was. But I don't... Fingers crossed. Alicia studying up, making Becky see Northern Lights. Suplex. Impressive, but... She is no Becky Lynch, and sure enough, she taps out to the disarmer like Brie Bella before her on Raw. Miz TV with Dean Ambrose just going over the match while the Miz tries to conduct his show. When my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. Dean looks Miz over and replies, when my fist hits your face, your mouth goes shut. Miz says... Oh, you think you can do this better than me? He's getting tired every time. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to go sit in the corner, enjoy Dean TV. Dean's like, all right, cool. Yay. Welcome to Dean TV. Only it was Dave TV with Alias and Roth. Give me a bottle of anything and a glazed donut. To go. I don't think anyone's going to get that. Dean compares a last man standing match like riding roller coasters ad nauseum till you feel like puking. Not pretty, but still a lot of fun, in his words. One ride he calls living on the edge with the ring side that Owens like to use, he likes to drop people on this and try to end their careers. I'm going to do the same. Tournament's fair play. And then I'm going to go over to the steel steps, Owens, he kind of reminds me of a big grizzly bear, So I call these steel steps the bear trap. I'm gonna stick his paw in there and do whatever I want with that. And then I'm gonna go over to the announce table, call that memory lane, calling back to how all this started, driving Ambrose through one trying to drive him crazy. He says yeah, good luck with that. I want to go first full circle and end it there. And out comes Owens, says, I'm more of a zoo enthusiast than a carnival goer, honestly, And while your insanity might make you get back up, my obsession will continue to beat on you until you can't. And Dean's like, why wait? Let's do it tonight on Dean TV. And then the Miz from behind. Beckons Owens to come over so it can be 2-on-1 or not. Surprise pop-up powerbomb. Everybody hates Miz. And I guess it's the Kevin Owens show, at least till Ambrose does get back up and fight him off and then sees Miz. It's like, all right, well, he's here. I'm going to 30 detail on him instead. Getting awful hazy in that Wyatt dimension again in Luda. Bray Wyatt versus Ryback, who's the latter gets quickly numbered gamed after it looks like Ryback's in full control, is about to win, as Stardust once again gets boot by Titus O'Neil in a singles match. Kalisto putting over Del Rio, saying, he's up there with, he's a talented guy, he's up there with Mil Mascaras, Mysterio, Guerrero. He's bigger and stronger, but I've been David my entire life. I'm used to fighting Goliath, one of the smallest guys here. I've already beaten him twice. I can beat him again. Del Rio shows up and is like, justice for Miz. Oh, Jack, I say, welcome. Del Rio says, those wins were flukes, and here comes the rest of the League of Nations to beat him down on their way to doing it to Roman in the main event. They're just bullying him now, like they're shoving him back and forth. It's like, what are you gonna do about it? What are you like, wow, really schoolyard shit going on right now. They're just shoving him back and forth because even Del Rio dwarfs this guy by a little bit. You got like fucking mountainous men of Sheamus, Rusev bears a pretty tall drink of water, and he bends it. That's still my funniest, dumbest joke ever. Ever since I started doing this with Maryland and Vexmers, get me a glass of water, I'm gonna bend it. After all, bend Roman Reigns in the middle of the ring. Did he? I don't know. I think he might still be. I guess he's in the Rumble. I guess, 4-on-1 main event. Roman gets a little bit of mic time earlier on, and again he says, Vince gave me that hot spot at number 1. I'm in shock. I'm like, see, even he doesn't, like I said, even he doesn't, like, even he's over it by now. It's like, oh, big shock, I'm number 1 at the Rumble, because Vince wants to stack the deck against me. Yeah. But I still believe I'm walking out the same way I walk in. Sunday, 1 versus all. Tonight, 1 versus the League of Nations. I kind of like my chances. And the heels open up on Roman as the match gets thrown out. After about a good 5-10 minutes in there, so it's like 4-on-1. It's like, we're going to drag him in here and just boot on him. I'm like, you should have done that to Chris on Monday. But I guess because he has, like, hosting shit, I guess, again, it just seems weird. So, yeah, 4-on-1 till the Usos come out and try to even things up. They get swatted away, but it does give Roman time to fight them off. And then the Wyatts, once again, looking really strong going into the Rumble. Like, this week, on Raw and SmackDown, they finished off SmackDown with the bodies lying in their wake, so. And you just know Strowman's going to be that force of nature. Bray Wyatt, I think, like, a couple years back was one, so. If I had Vexberg here and everybody, but I'd be able to talk about, like, who you pitching for the Rumble? Who do you think's going to win? I guess I can ask Dracus, who's here, if he has any idea who he thinks he's going to win. Apparently on Twitter, there's Vegas odds say Triple H. Does he make a comeback and at the same time screw over Roman Reigns becoming the new champion? Maybe. I forget what source that was, but I see, like, my Twitter timeline, like, Vegas odds pick Triple H to. I guess that's the general consensus. It's like either going to be either Reigns or Reigns, or Lesnar just cuts through everybody. Wyatt victory would be awesome. He's saying Lesnar, Triple H, Reigns. Yeah. I guess those are the safer bets. Curtis Axel, who went 2 Rumbles at once. He'll get jumped from behind to like Lesnar or something like that again, coming out like Lesnar's like, I'm not waiting. Look at this, I'm coming out now. And Curtis Axel like, I never was eliminated at the rut. And he sees Brock Lesnar and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna sit there. You know what? I'm gonna let you do this one out. Shout out to the Outcast beating the Dudleys in the main event. Oh, nice. Yeah, is that on the network? I may have to look into that. Maybe. I don't know. I usually watch enough. I tried to get into a little bit of TNA. The double turn. Yeah, Matt Hardy's heel now. Him and his wife and Tyrus, who they all turned on EC3 in their last man standing match. I'm like, holy shit. Meanwhile, I think Lashley's looking to be the guy that takes out Kurt Angle. Like what they're gonna have a 1-on-1. I think in the next show. I think the end of that, Lashley ends his statement was like, "I'm gonna beat your ass." I say your name is Finley and you're a bastard. Do we love Bobby? No. Soft-spoken, hard-hitting. Good lord. Dream match of Lashley versus Apollo Crews. Wow, that was pretty quick. I just blew through that one. Yeah, it's not even getting in this before it becomes 40 minutes. Oh, well. What are you going to do? I did it for Francesca. Who am I? I'm searching for Noah, the one-man stable of the Wolf Tap. Anyway, thanks for listening. Take care.